So I've changed since a freshman. I mean, I got a little taller. My ankles got a little bit worse. But yeah, I think a little bit deeper voice.
I think I changed just like my outlook on life.
I used to be a lot more outspoken and like involved.
I definitely think I've learned a lot more about myself since freshman year. I think anybody has.
I'm definitely a lot less shy than I was freshman year.
I think I didn't really change much. I'm still the same size.
My friend group kind of changed a little bit, and I grew more to stick with the people who mean a lot to me and keep close to my better friends and people who actually respect and don't make fun of me and stuff like that. It's good to have friends like that.
I think I got a lot more comfortable with just being myself, and I made a lot more friends throughout all 4 years. So.
I think I've just grown as a person. I just kind of pushed my limits and just got out of my shell a lot more and try to branch out and meet a lot of different people and just become friends with a lot of different people throughout our school.
Well, my voice got deeper for one thing. And I mean, in a way, I matured a bit in a way.
I feel like I'm not afraid to be myself anymore.
I don't know, smarter. I don't really know. I'm definitely a different person, but in different ways I changed. I'm not completely sure, but I know that I'm going to do great things.
Definitely changed as a person and become more outgoing, I guess. I'm definitely more outgoing. I willing to talk to more people.
Well, freshman year, I really didn't do any work. I just kind of coasted the whole time, and then I kind of realized that you have to do work. So I really busted my butt doing stuff.
I'm a lot more outgoing. My freshman year, I didn't really go out, and now I go out a lot more.
So I think I've matured a little bit more than freshman year, but also I'm still more outgoing, and I like to keep everything very spontaneous.
I wouldn't say I really got more mature, but I got a little sillier.
Well, when I was a freshman, I was a pretentious little idiot, and I was a lot shorter, and I wasn't known for being the guy who looks like a hobo and carries around a guitar.
Well, freshman year, I used to be really ugly. I kind of looked like a reject Walmart Chief Keef. So now I'm not as ugly, so always a boost. Maybe I'm smarter, and I'm less responsible, so.
Year, I'm a lot more social than I was.
Yeah, I agree, because I was really antisocial as a freshman. But now I have a lot more friends and I open up more.
I also think I became more outgoing and kind of got out of my shell.
I've definitely changed a lot since freshman year because I'm still the resident scumbag, but I feel like I've matured a lot.
I've changed in many ways. I became more mature than I was before, and I'm also now $18,000 in debt because of college, so that's a major change. And another thing is that high school has taught me from so much throughout the years, not only how to become independent, but also how to be more responsible.
I'm gonna check. My hair used to go this way. My hair goes this way now.
When I was a freshman, I had a lot of different friends, and now this year, I've chose the proper friends that I wanted to have, and I have a better outlook on life, and I value my opinion more now.
I used to have this pretty cool haircut. I thought it was cool at the time, but I pretty made fun of it.
Best thing about being a senior is getting a lot more freedom than since freshman year I was always hearing about how seniors have all this privileges and everything, and since now I'm a senior I could see what they were talking about.
I think just the freedom you have and knowing all your teachers, and then also just knowing that you'll never have to come back and do another class here again.
The best thing about being a senior is getting more privileges, especially early release. That was the best thing I've done as a senior.
Yeah, early release, definitely the best.
The best thing about being a senior is probably coming out here for lunch, because that lunchroom is pretty loud and annoying. Early release too. Early release is a beautiful thing. I do not like coming to school, and around this time I'm catching some bad senioritis.
The parking lot. Parking in the parking lot, by far, I just, oh my god, the parking lot is just great.
Just having more of a say and doing what I want.
Just like running the school.
Senior trip.
The best thing about being a senior is probably having more freedom and like knowing what to expect in life, I guess.
The best thing about being a senior was I feel like the connection you have with the teachers is a lot better. Like they kind of trust, like they've known you for 4 years now, so they kind of trust you and they relate to you more.
I think just the freedom and definitely the trips that I've went on my senior year.
I think the best thing about being a senior is kind of just looking forward to graduation, senior trip, and just like the pep rallies and everything. And then senior day for softball, I'm really looking forward to. And prom.
It's easier being a senior because now you know all the teachers and you know pretty much everyone in the school.
Best part of me being a senior, most likely the common use of this is early release.
I only got one thing to say. We get to leave, honestly. We're seniors. We get to get out of here. Don't have to think about coming back next year. So yeah, move on with our lives.
I guess just having more privileges and like being able to be outside, eating lunch outside.
Early release, most definitely.
100% early release.
Yeah, I agree with Erin. Like all the trips and like different opportunities that we have because like we're the oldest and everybody kind of like looks up to us, so that's like a good feeling.
Definitely the freedom, senior privileges, being able to do a lot more of the school trips.
You definitely appreciate things a lot more once it's your like last time around, so they're usually a lot better. Like our pep rallies this year felt a lot more exciting because they're like our last ones.
Kind of going off what Aaron said, like the trust, because like you have a lot of relationships with your teachers, so like if you have a good relationship with them, like they ultimately trust you, so you can basically like do whatever you want and like just chill out and get some work done if you really need to, or like go to the library or come in the courtyard. So it's just like really fun to just be laid back, and like definitely like senior trip is like a big part of senior year, and like that was awesome. So
the best thing about being a senior for me is being able to do Mrs. Gismonti's special ed gym class and being her student helper. It's probably one of the best experiences I've had all 4 school years.
Probably like senior privileges would be the best thing about being a senior.
No work, not a lot of work.
The best thing about being a senior is probably just like the freedom. Like I just know that like in like 2 months I'm graduating and I'm gonna be on to bigger and better things, but like things are just kind of chill right now. Like I just kind of do what I want in school.
The best thing about being a senior is I get to graduate, and that's it. That's really the best part about being a senior. I get to graduate.
I think my most embarrassing moment was being caught by Mrs. Danowski when me and Jake Schaefer both threw oranges from all the way at the beginning of the courtyard into the pond. So, and then all of a sudden we got detention for it.
I was walking around, I went to the restroom, and then came out, washed my hands and everything. Didn't realize my fly was open, walking around school, until the officer pulled me over and told me, and I was like, he's like, this is a violation, and I was like, oh, okay.
My most embarrassing moment probably has to be the one time, I think it was in freshman year or 10th grade, I can't remember, but I remember just out of nowhere, I got up when I have to go throw up, and then threw up in the middle of class.
All right, so it was sophomore year, Mr. Evans' class, and the class was so quiet, and you know what I'm about to say. If you were in that class, I farted. The class was so quiet. I had the most guiltiest look on my face when I did it, and that was really embarrassing.
My most embarrassing moment was sophomore year when we had to dress up for football. I was all dressed up in a nice black outfit, black shirt, black shorts, black pants, and the pants were a little tight, and I didn't realize that my zipper was broken. So I walked around school all day with a broken zipper wide open and orange underwear under it, and I had to hold textbooks in front of it all day.
My junior year in chemistry, we had this project where we had to do like elements, and we had to like study an element, and I I did my project on the wrong element, and someone else already did that element, and when I had to present, they were like, Erin, you did the wrong element.
It was last year trying to do a news open, but somehow got a nosebleed. And then my second one is in gym last year, we were playing volleyball. And then I was trying to get the ball, and I was on with all the teachers. And then all of a sudden, here comes Pal, and I got knocked down by him.
Sophomore year for our playoff game for field hockey, it was really slippery outside, and I fell in a split.
When the team looked back at film, it was the dumbest, daintiest little hit, and I got turf toe from it, and I was out for a while.
I was in the auditorium during gym time, my buddies, and I went on stage and I started to crawl onto it. Then when I went up there, I jumped and screamed like, "Woo!" and that was it.
I really didn't do anything like embarrassing, but something recently that happened embarrassing was during the pep rally. I bent down during chicken in the hen house, and apparently I mooned the whole freshman class.
This is a tricky one because no one ever noticed it. So I was at prom junior year of high school, and my pants ripped when I was dancing so freaking hard. And no one really noticed it, but it was very embarrassing on my part.
I had a lot of these moments. I hate gym. I think that's probably well known throughout this school. And I had really bad social anxiety, and one year I didn't have any friends in gym. So for some reason, my idea of how to counteract my social anxiety was to start screaming in a Scottish accent. Start screaming things like ball and a bunch of other stuff. And it got people to laugh, but it also got me quite a reputation for not being right in the head.
Sophomore year at the talent show, I was doing a tap dance and my music stopped. And I kept going, which was okay, and it was fine. But then they turned the music back on, and I had to go back to the part that I already did, and it was just really so awful.
I think my most embarrassing moment was probably freshman year. We were playing kickball, and Hafiz, not many of you are going to remember, but Hafiz drilled me in my face when I was coming to the base, dude, and my glasses flew off my face. It was so embarrassing, but it was hilarious.
My most embarrassing moment would be Rashim falling on my foot at the airport and breaking my heel, so I missed the first 6 weeks of baseball.
I was also in sophomore year when we were playing a pep rally game, and we had to crawl across the floor in a sleeping bag, and the only way I could get across the floor was if I would spread out and act like a worm, like a really crazy worm.
So I think my most embarrassing moment was sophomore year pep rally during Family Feud when I said Charlotte instead of Wilbur for what's the pig's name in Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, I have to say my most embarrassing moment is we played Gateway our junior year, and I got folded into the shape of an L. Probably the most embarrassing moment.
So my junior year when we were in Atlanta for DECA, there's kids from all across the country staying in this one hotel. So we're leaving the opening ceremonies or something. There's a few Maple Shade kids in there, and I'm in there with Mr. Diamond and a bunch of kids from all over Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, all these places. And we're just trying to get to know everyone, trying to be nice and make a good impression. And I'm standing in the elevator and it's dead silent. And as we go up, Mr. Diamond makes a farting noise and he's like, "Oh my God, Kayla, why did you fart? It smells so bad in here. Why did you do that?" And all of these kids from across the whole United States were looking at me I was crazy, and they literally, they ran, when it got up to the floor, they literally ran off the elevator, even though it didn't even smell bad. They just ran. I was so embarrassed. My face was so red, and I was in the corner of the elevator.
It was the end of the school day, and I was in the hallway when everyone was walking around. I'm talking to Alex Alvarez, and I start to walk away, and he just yanks my book bag, and I kind of just fall on the floor really fast.
Not dropping my ID in the toilet once, but twice.
So my most embarrassing moment, and I've had a lot of embarrassing moments. So sophomore year, we were in the cafeteria, and it was Taco Tuesday or something, and I got sour cream, and I tried to open the sour cream packet with my mouth, and then all the sour cream ended up going in my eye. So I had to go to the eye wash station, and for the rest of the day, I had a little bit of sour cream in my left eye. So. Yeah.
Okay, so this wasn't necessarily in high school, it was in junior high, but in Miss Kaler's class, she was collecting homework, and I told her that I left it at home, but it was hiding from underneath my books, and she saw it, and she called me out, and then everyone was laughing at me.
So this year in the hallway, I kept flat tiring Jen Kuda, and she fell to the ground, and she wrapped her legs around me and took me down really hard. And in the middle of like the busiest hallway from first to second period, some guy walked by and said, "Man, too bad girls fell in the hallway." And none of my friends helped me up, so that was pretty embarrassing.
Getting in trouble for not jumping over a hurdle, but jumping next to it.
Mine was freshman year when I was in Mr. Smith's class for ceramics, and I had to throw up, and like everyone was talking, and Mr. Smith was like busy like teaching, and I slammed my hand on the table, and then I was like, all right, I gotta go to the nurse. I ran out and I just threw up.
My most embarrassing moment is probably in chemistry because we had to do this project and I thought that I like cut the audio properly, but then at the end I ended up saying thanks for watching, and it was awful and embarrassing.
My most embarrassing moment was when I fell asleep in Thompson's class sophomore year, and he had the entire class clap to wake me up.
Back when I was in the 8th grade, I had a buzz cut, and after my haircut, I thought I was looking pretty fresh. And then I came into class, and one of my classmates, I forget who, pointed out my hairline, and apparently it was going that way.
Not a lot of people saw this, but I think it was my sophomore year. I was on the stage, and all of a sudden I started walking forward. I was on my phone, and then all of a sudden I was off the stage, and I fell off the stage, and everyone around me was laughing, and yeah, it was embarrassing.
I guess I'm just gonna say freshman year basketball season, JV game. I was stuck out on the 3-point line with a ball. There was like 4 girls around me. I had no idea what to do, so I just chucked it at the net, and somehow it went in, and I ran down the court screaming like really, really loud. It was really embarrassing.
On gym days, we all like sit in the gym and play basketball. So I was sitting on the bleachers and I was on my phone, and I hear somebody say, "Oh, watch out." And I look up and a basketball just hits me right in the face, and it got all quiet and everyone was laughing at me, and I started crying because everyone was asking me if I was okay.
8th grade, it was probably the 2nd or 3rd week of school. We were taking a quiz in Miss Morgan's class, and I was sitting in the front of the room. CJ, and I farted, and it wasn't like a silent one. It was like it was like that. It was quiet there. You can hear a pin drop, and my face just gets beet red, and I just looked down. And everyone else, I don't know if anyone had any idea it was me or knew who it was. Everyone starts dying laughing. But CJ was in that class. CJ knew it was me, he told me. But yeah, my face got so red, and I just went down and started laughing. It was so funny.
We were in gym, and it was me and a few other guys. We were just about to go out, and Mr. Diamond was out there walking, and I was like, through the little like screen in the door, I was like, Brucey. Then I got in trouble.
There's too many to count, but the stupidest thing I got in trouble for was baseball last year. With we were inside practice, and we had these orange balls we were hitting with, and I threw one. I was trying to hit Colby, and I hit Dan Dombrowski right in the mouth. And we had to run polls for that, and we weren't allowed to use those balls ever again.
This goes back to when I was in my boot for turf toe. Shout out to Brandon Rice, by the way. So Brandon Rice was leaning back in his chair, and I took my boot off and threw it at the chair and made him fall, and then I got a Saturday school for it.
The stupidest thing I've ever gotten in trouble for is probably dress code.
Very first day of high school, freshman year, I wore an Ariana Grande sweater that she was wearing all clothes, and it was perfectly fine. And the second I walked in the homeroom, I got pulled out, and I was told to get a new shirt on. And I can't walk through the school with wearing that shirt.
I guess laughing in class, being on my phone in class.
I started to run to class, and then one of the teachers came out and they saw me running, and then they told me to stop, and then they called the office. And I got in trouble for running in the hall.
Stupidest thing I got in trouble for was I went to go get a drink, and the teacher wrote me a cut slip, and I had a morning detention, which is very stupid.
A sub ripped me up for being on my phone.
I never really got in serious trouble in high school, and if I did, I kind of talked my way out of it and maybe got other people in trouble instead of myself. So I don't really have anything that I really got in trouble for.
Probably like one of the stupidest things I've done is probably like not showing up to school, you know, the average me.
I guess this is stupid. I got in trouble for taking pictures of someone project and I got an office detention after school.
It was at gym, and I told Hennis to shut up. And then he told me to write a paper about why I shouldn't say shut up. And I had to give him the paper to him, and he read it out loud. And it was awkward.
Definitely like shorts, short length, and just like dress code violations.
I didn't necessarily get in trouble, but it was a couple weeks ago. Not even a couple weeks ago, it was 2 days ago. Some people on the softball team, we ordered some pizza, and yeah, we ordered pizza at a game and didn't go down well.
Basically, me, Connor McTeague, and another friend were in the, we were at the parking lot of the school. I don't know what side it is, but it's the side that way, if that makes any sense. And basically, we found a lighter. And Connor, this is when we were really young, this is like junior high or something like that. And we found a lighter, and Connor said something like, if you throw it hard enough at the ground, it'll explode. And we got the idea that would be really cool. So we were sitting out there for almost, I don't know if it was recess or whatever the heck it was, but we were sitting out there forever just trying to get it to explode. Teacher finds us. We got like 2 detentions.
In 8th grade, Kayla, Jake Wallet, and I, in Miss Kaler's class, we were playing paper football, like flick football, because we were really bored. And we would like flick the football and stuff. When Miss Kaler turned around, she caught us one time, and she got really mad. Probably for being on my phone. I do that a lot.
So I think the most stupidest thing I got in trouble for was I had Miss Marte for both my Spanish 8 year and my Spanish 2 year, and I think she would give us these packets, and like either the English was spelled completely wrong or her Spanish just didn't translate like properly for it, and she would misspell all these words in both English and Spanish, and I would crack up at it, and she would yell at me all the time for doing that, and she would pronounce my name as Zoo, not as Zoe, and I think one time I kind of like snapped at her about it, and she just yelled at me on my friends, so I wouldn't stop laughing about it.
Yeah, so throwback to 8th grade again in Miss Kaler's class. A bunch of us, when someone would sneeze, we would just say God bless you like really loud, and we got in trouble for saying God bless you loud when Miss Kaler was teaching. So that, and also I guess just like coming out in the courtyard. Like I was out here like the one time I think junior year, just like sitting out here like not even eating lunch, and I got yelled at for eating my lunch out here. I'm like, dude, I don't even have food.
I think the stupidest thing I've gotten in trouble for was was when I took Miss Leibowitz's little sticky things off her window of her door, and I threw them up on Mulgrave's ceiling, and they were there for like the entire year. I think it was like sophomore year.
Sophomore year, I was very bad with classes, so I would just spend a lot of time in the bathroom and just hide out, and my teacher asked me about it, so I told her that I had period-induced diarrhea.
Stupidest thing I got in trouble for would be driving in the morning, driving into the parking lot the wrong way when they don't tell us that it's a one-way in the morning. Because then apparently a bus driver was pulling out. It wasn't. But then the bus driver's parking at our spots every morning.
We're really dumb when it comes to lunch, and we like to do some things with milk cartons and make really loud noises, and the teachers will always run up to us and say, hey, can you stop? And then there's Miss Tornice, who would always defend us, no matter what, because she loved me and my brother.
I think we both got quite a history, Miss Leibowitz. So, if you guys recall, like earlier in the year, I got in trouble in Miss Leibowitz's class for not playing Kahoot, and I got an office detention for that, for not playing Kahoot.
The best memory I have from high school would be probably senior trip. Rooming with just my friends and just being complete idiots down in Disney.
I would say when the football team won the division championship, and we were like the 3rd team in school history to win the division championship, so that was pretty good.
The best memory I had from high school was freshman year when I started off a track. Not knowing I was going to end up doing pole vaulting, but I ended up my first year doing it, clearing 11 feet.
My best memory was definitely like the pep rally and powder puff games. Like usually like every fall I really look forward to.
This senior year, coming back to the football season after having my concussion for over a month, that really, it was an awesome moment coming back and being able to play after a month of not being able to do anything.
Best memory is definitely senior trip shenanigans.
Yo, I think Disney trip, like senior trip, was probably the best memory of high school. That was amazing. Like, it brought our class, like, I wouldn't say pretty close, but like while we were out there, we were all pretty tight. Yeah, dude, senior trip is definitely something all you underclassmen should go on.
Yeah, I have to say senior trip too. Just everything, like going to the parks, being in the room. The rooms were fun at night too. It was just fun. That's all.
Mine's the Disney trip. It was fun.
My best memory would have to be senior trip. You're just walking around with everyone and just being able to enjoy Disney with your friends.
Definitely all 4 years of cheer were really fun. Definitely all the trips that I've taken, just throughout the years, with my friends, and Deccan Nationals this year, senior trip. Probably the best times of my life. So
bowling with my friends and having a good time was just a different experience that I would probably never thought of that could come from bowling, and creating the connections with some people, and then also getting in fights with some people. So
I think being a part of student council this year, it was really awesome with our last pep rally that we were able to make it glow in the dark. We worked really hard on it, so it was awesome when we saw everybody being really excited for it.
I think my best memory was winning the division senior year for soccer and senior trip.
I could say the exact same thing. Senior trip or winning the division was definitely one of my most goals that I wanted to do.
Deccan Nationals this year was the most fun I've literally ever had. And senior trip, obviously, and doing the worm at prom last year in my dress and heels. Everywhere in the Walgreens parking lot at Decca,
My best memory is definitely Disney. Disney was a lot of fun. It was my first year going, and it's just my expectations were blown out of the water. I had a lot of fun.
Best memory was most likely the time where I started dancing, which was sophomore year, homecoming, and I just had it. I had a couple friends that I got into talking to, aka Nick Guapo.
I've had a lot of good memories, but one that just comes to mind since I'm sitting next to this great fellow right here. For some reason, I looked up to him and Mason Chi, despite not even knowing them when I was in junior high. And then I eventually befriended both of them, and they're both amazing friends.
Senior trip.
Definitely our quarterfinal field hockey game this year, where we went into sudden death strokes against Collingswood and won.
Definitely just say high school sports in general.
My best memory is probably being back-to-back division champs for softball.
Doing the shows, such a Peter and Starcatcher. That was my favorite thing ever. The cast was great, the show was great, which was a really great experience.
Being involved is one of the best things I've done, and I really regret not doing anything sooner. I really wanted to do. I did all the shows. I'm part of track. I'm doing all the school events. I've had so much fun this year because of that, and I'm so I'm happy, and yet I'm sad because I didn't do it sooner.
I don't know. I think maybe last year's prom and everything. It was just fun, and it was good music for the first time actually. And I don't know, it was a good time.
It was probably the time I came into school with a USSR cape on, and nobody questioned it.
Probably senior trip. I'll never forget that. It was the most fun time I ever had.
I think the best memory for me this school year was the excitement I had for when I got into RILA, which is a leadership camp, and the fact that I was chosen from the teachers, and it wasn't like based off a popularity contest or like who mom does what in the school. That's probably one of my proudest moments last year, and I cried tears of joy because I was just so happy that someone finally like recognized like what I can do. And also, everyone's gonna say it, but it's so true. Senior trip was probably one of the most best vacation times I've ever had in my life, and the fact that I got to spend it with the people who I've been at the high school and like all the grade schools forever, so much fun. And the fact that I took Colleen Buchler on the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster, and she refused to go on it, but Colleen had the most fun on that ride. And the funniest thing ever was that her glasses came off when we were doing the loop, and the entire time screaming, "My glasses! My glasses!" And they were just in the car. But like that was like probably one of the best memories I had, not just on this trip, but in like senior year in general. So thank you, Colleen, for that.
Oh, wow. So, hands down, definitely 4 years of soccer here. Shout out to my soccer girls. Level up always. Mr. Williams, thank you for being such a great coach, Coach M, and all the coaches I've had along the way. Definitely this year when we beat Florence and kind of caught the division like right there. Shout out to Kendra Carr for making that awesome goal. And definitely like winning the division this year is something I really like wanted to do my senior year and like all throughout high school. So that was just amazing and incredible. Something I'll hold on to for my entire life. Senior night, senior trip, DECA Nationals this year. Senior trip was amazing. DECA Nationals was just like even better. And hands down probably like Mini-thon, like just bringing that amazing club and activity here to our school, and just being able to hold up a sign that said we raised over $17,000 to help fight pediatric cancer is just amazing and something I'll hold on to forever. And that night was just incredible, and I'm so glad I got to spend it with the people I love and like the people that here at Maple Shade who wanted to be here, and I'm hoping that it continues on forever.
I know this might be really biased, but I'm definitely going to miss TV production and being able to do the news and film all the fun segments of all my favorite seniors like Nick and Rasheem and Colleen. And I'm really going to miss Miss Condit or Miss Lyons, whatever, Miss Condit, and how she really gave me a lot of trust and responsibilities, and how she really helped me find this passion of doing film. And I'm definitely going to miss seeing my best friends on the hallway. And I'm really really happy and fortunate that I got to have lunch with her for the first time in all the years we've been together in the same school, and that we have our class together for speech and debate. Even terrible at debating. That's where I keep the levels at.
Absolutely nothing.
I think the bonds that a small school holds, my teachers, my friends, just like not even my friends, but the people within my school, definitely going to miss that small town feel, considering I'm going to a big school.
Hanging out with my friends, having a good time.
Just like the closeness we had, and like we can always like goof around with each other. In college, no one will like really understand our jokes, and that's going to be awkward.
I'll probably miss the football the most.
I also miss football probably the most, but also just seeing everybody who I talked to throughout the years and who I grew up with, and just being able to talk to everyone and my teachers who I'm probably going to miss too.
Just like the small town feel and like the school where everybody knows everybody and everybody's involved in everything, and everywhere you go you see somebody who says hi to you, and just like definitely like seeing my friends every day.
My friends, because half my friends are all juniors, Maurice, Hunter, and Kevin. Yeah, I'm really gonna miss them the most when I graduate. It's tough, but I'm grateful that they told me to do track, and I'm having a blast with them. I'm gonna miss that too. I'm gonna miss a lot. I'm gonna miss this place in general. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think that we all wake up in the morning and go, man, I hate school, but then you end up coming here for an hour, and then you're like, wow, this place is giving me a lot.
I will definitely miss like my teachers and everything, and then just like being in high school, and then like just being able to like just like be a kid, because like once I hit college I have too many responsibilities, and I won't have all my favorite teachers that I've had since freshman year.
I'll probably miss dapping up like my young bulls in the hallways and saying what's up to them, making sure they're good. Like, that's probably it. I hate being here.
I'm definitely going to be missing everything that I've been involved in this year, like especially student council. And it's hard when all that stuff is ending for high school. And I want to give a shout out to Miss Braverman and Miss Leibowitz because I'm really going to miss you guys.
Like just seeing like my best friends every day and like, because you really take that for granted.
I'll probably miss the most in high school will probably be Mr. Smith and being in his room doing pottery and enjoying the times in his room.
Being around my friends, like being able to talk to the teachers, and just like all the different events that we have.
I'd miss seeing all my friends every day and having something to do, I guess.
Honestly, like I know like I say that like I won't like miss being here, but like in general like I'm gonna just miss like being here. Like I genuinely like love Maple Shade. Like I love everything that this school has given me, all the teachers that I've met, all the relationships that I have with them that I've made over the past 4 years, all of my friends here, all my underclassmen friends, and all the activities here that I've been involved in have just really had an impact on my life. And kind of saying goodbye to those things is like really hard, but and something that I'm really gonna miss when I go off to college. But I'm just thankful that like I've had them, and I think just like being here, like Erin said, like that small town vibe and like the people you've known like all throughout your life.
I think I'm gonna miss the people the most. My friends coming to school every day and seeing them. After you graduate, you can't you can't see these people anymore.
I miss the pep rallies because they're fun.
I'd say seeing my friends every day and my coaches.
I'm going to really miss softball season and talking to Miss Rose about drama and just everything. So yeah.
I'm going to miss Thompson and Leibowitz and Toscano. And right now my bank account's at $0. And this time next year I'll probably be like 50,000 down the hole or something. So I'm going to miss not being in debt and my teachers.
About 80% of the school year, nothing. But 20%, I would most likely miss the people that I've stuck with, being friends with, most likely.
I'm gonna miss football and baseball because they're so fun to do. Like, I'm gonna miss every inch of it, and most of all, I'm gonna miss Mr. Webb. He's like the best coach I ever had since I moved to a new country from Jamaica and all that. I look up to him very well, and yeah, I'm gonna miss him very much.
I think I'll miss the most about high school would just be like, I don't know, just seeing the same people every day, like having a set schedule of like, oh, it's like, what is it, 7 to 2 every day, just kind of chilling here in the shade.
I think just some of my friends, like Amanda Tracy, of course, my best friend, whole world.
Yeah, I have to say just most of my friends, like not seeing them because we're all going all different places in life.
I'm going to miss my friends since they're going away to college, and sports definitely.
I'll probably miss some of the teachers and, yeah, some of the kids.
It may not seem like it, but every week I'll probably come into school like, oh man, I hate this school, but in reality, I don't. I'm really gonna miss all the teachers, some of the friends, and some of the random people that I probably never see in my life. And I'm gonna miss Coach Nick for being harsh on me and pushing me and making me get his macchiato. Hazelnut. I'm also going to miss Mr. Thompson, his famous saying, get a strike or you're on bench.
The thing I'm looking forward the most after graduating would be not getting up at 6:30 every morning. And I certainly won't miss Carl Daniels.
Just going to college. I'm going to Rowan University, and like I'm really excited to meet like a lot of new people there and do a lot of crazy stuff with film.
After school, most people want to go to college and or work, but I think the thing I'm looking forward to most is just becoming independent.
Grad parties, and then I'm also looking forward to, I guess, like starting new and having like new friends.
Just being able to like go off my own schedule and not worry about school every day, and kind of have the freedom of knowing I graduated high school, and start something else in my life.
After graduating, I'm definitely looking forward to just like being in college and just like being on my own, since like I'm going away. I'll just truly be on my own, and it'll just be fun to like be in college and do college things and be where I want to be when I grow up.
I'm going to be moving up to New York and be working with my producer and my vocalist.
Sleep. Lots of sleep.
Forward to less drama and less mean girls. You know who you are. And I'm definitely looking forward to traveling and kind of I want to say getting out of this town, but like just seeing bigger and better things and getting closer with my family and being able to see my brother grow.
Definitely being able to like watch all my friends like go up to school, just college in general, and being able to get up whenever I want.
Definitely continuing to play field hockey in college at Rowan.
Say it's Melissa about basketball.
And watching my besties kill it.
After graduating, I'm really excited for summer. And then school will start up, and it'll be really cool to get to meet new people. With our town being so small, you don't really get to meet that many people.
I'm looking forward to making new friends in college and just being on my own.
The actual freedom. Like, we have a lot of freedom senior year, but like being a senior and being a freshman in college, like the freedom just expands by 100. And just spending the last summer with my friends and definitely starting like my new chapter at Rutgers.
Yeah, for me, it's more like going to college, playing football, just trying to do what I can to get money for the next year in college. That's all.
Yeah, I'm excited for college and graduation parties, definitely.
After high school, going to college and just being able to experience a whole new environment and meet a bunch of new people.
I'm going to pursue my career at Rowan, become a nurse, and yeah, see where life takes me.
I'm kind of in a struggle with this, but I'm probably going to most likely try out college and see how it goes. If it does not go well, I'll just see if I could go for a job.
Yeah, I'm really excited for like starting college to be kind of like, as much as I love our small town, I'm excited to go somewhere else and be with new people and have new opportunities and hopefully be a part of like the Rowan dance team so I can continue my dance career and then hopefully go to their nationals in Orlando, which would be so cool.
I'm just excited to meet new people and like, have a good time and just be like not stuck in the same place for all my life and everything.
Not having to wake up so early every day just to get ready for school and like see what college I'm going to go to.
I think I'm looking forward to, a better career or, better schooling, I think. Definitely going to college or something like that.
I'm looking forward to be able to sleep in again and then playing soccer in college and just seeing where life goes.
Going to college.
I think definitely like just restarting like a new chapter in my life, just turning the page and taking everything that Maple Shade taught me here, but letting that carry over like into college. I'm so thankful that I found Mount Aloysius, and that's like my own like little place, and I'm just so excited to be able to go there and like be able to call that my new home starting in August. And I'm just so excited to like make this summer great with my friends and just make so many more memories, just to have them with me like as I go into the next chapter. And I'm just so excited to see where all my friends have to go and like where the new opportunities will take me and my friends, and just to see us all like progress and like move on into the next phases of our life.